Hello and welcome to this lesson on the tune On Avant Blonde for the G-C Melodeon. Our first note is A. It's on the G row, the outside row. It's button number 7 if you have a third button start instrument like mine. My DG Melodeon is a fourth button start. This GC of mine is a third button start. So that means the third button on the G row, if I push the bellows in and play the button, that is G. And if I play the third button on the C row, do the same thing, push in, that is C. So G, C, third button start. So our first note is the note of A. It's on this G row, it's button number 7, it's finger number 2, and it's on the pull. On the pull means bringing the bellows out that way, on the push means pushing them in that way. Okay, and before you start, make sure your left hand is down so you can reach this F bass and F chord on the pull. If you start the tune, your hands up there, and suddenly you think, oh, I need to get down there, you may not be able to manage that. So make sure your left hand is positioned, get yourself settled and comfortable before you start playing, very important. So our first bar goes like this. Now you have two notes on the G row, an A and a C, finger 2, finger 3, both pulling. And then you go over to the C row for the note D. You'll see it's got a diamond head, that's how you know it's on the C row, and it's finger number 2. So finger number 2 starts off on the note A, and then it moves over to the note D on the C row. Now when you're playing cross row, it's very easy to get into this. Can you hear that overlap? You obviously don't want that. So make sure you separate the notes. Make sure you lift off one button before you play the next. You don't want that kind of blurring effect. Those first 3 notes are all crotchet, so 1 beat each, so you count 1, 2, 3. So if you can count the tune in, you go 1, 2, 3, and those first 3 notes will kind of mimic your counting. 1, 2, 3, and then the only note in the second bar is E. It's on button 9, and it's little finger. It's a dotted minim. It's the only note in the bar, so you know it comes in on beat 1, lasts for all 3 beats of the bar. Now, I always teach you the bass at the same time that I teach you the right hand. I don't like to go through the entire tune, just the right hand, and then add the bass later. I always like to put it together as we go. And I've often said this before, if you're figuring out your own tunes, make sure you work out the bass at the same time, because the right hand very much depends on what you can do with the left hand. Okay? You may find that you've got a note on the push with the right hand, but you can only get the accompanying chord on the pull, or vice versa. So you need to figure things out as you go. You don't have to worry about that with my lessons because I've done it for you. So the chord that goes behind this is the A minor chord A bass, A minor chord pa pa. So is the bass note, the pa is the chord.